What is going on, my YouTube familia? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back into another video. Listen, can acid reflux medication, also known as PPIs or also known as proton pump inhibitors, cause a risk of 33% chance of you having dementia? Is the article that I read today, and I thought it was very interesting. Now, this was posted about a week ago. If you guys don't know that, man, you guys are slacking. That's a little throwback for you guys, for the youngins. But listen, I read this article and I thought it was pretty interesting. I wanted to share this with you guys, with the YouTube family, just so I can bring more awareness and more light into this. I always try to do that whenever I make my videos. Sometimes I'm like, I read that in the past, or like, hey, I heard this that happened, and people are like, how do you know that? I'm like, well, I read, I do my research. When I was going through it, I remember reading this, or I remember that. So I'm starting to do that now with you guys. I think just creating more videos like this so you guys can enjoy and kind of stay on top of things. And of course, when you guys mention certain things to me, I always like to get informed because, of course, health in general is a priority for me. And I'm sure if you are part of my channel, it's probably is for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into this article that I read through WebMd. We all know WebMd, by the way. I mean, we every time you're sick or something, you go to Google, you know about WebMd. They tell you have a lot of stuff. It actually increases your anxiety when you do that. But the title of this article is Long-Term Use of Acid Reflux Drugs Linked to Dementia Risk. This was written by Lisa Omari. So shout out to Lisa for that. This was posted again a week ago, August 10th, 2023. And there are some important things that I want to share with you guys from this article. I thought were pretty interesting. I am going to say the younger generation, I don't think they have to, I wouldn't say they have to worry too much about this, but this study was done more in the older range of people. So we're going to get into it so you guys can see this. One of the first things that, of course, part of the study, because every time you do a study, right, you want to know the parameters of things, right? You want to know how long was the study for, how many people, what were the results for this, just kind of the variables and what goes on between those parameters of the study, which are important. So we're going to get into that a little bit as well. So to begin with, you guys can see, let me actually, can you guys see that better? Yes, you can. That's perfect. Actually, you guys will be able to read that with me through the screen. So first of all, the risk showed up after using the drugs for more than 4 years, which that's important. If you've taken that for 4 years or more, it can be a risk, right? But this is just the beginning. People who use proton pump inhibitors, the PPIs, for that duration of 4 years, of course, and or longer, had a 33 greater risk of developing dementia, which that statement itself is scary, especially for someone who suffered from health issues for a long time. And I've taken PPIs in the past. That alone actually kind of freaked me out a little bit, gave me some anxiety. I guess they're right down here. They're explaining the term of dementia. It is the term dementia refers to the group of conditions marked by abnormal and progressive brain changes, the most common of which is Alzheimer's disease. And a lot of us, if we've been around elder people, maybe grandparents or family, friends, you've heard of Alzheimer's disease. So another important fact from the article: proton pump inhibitors include the drugs esomeprazole, lansoprazole, and omeprazole. Out of these two, I've only heard omeprazole, to be honest. But we've taken some type of brand from all these three. At least I know I have. So that's nothing short. Some of the well-known brands here, they explain that of these medicines are Nexium, Prevacid. I've never heard of that. I might have seen it over the counter or something. I don't know what this is prescribed, but I don't think I've ever heard of that. And Prilosec, of course, I've taken that every now and then. And they just explain what they are. And PPIs are just based to reduce your acid, which flows into your esophagus, usually after a meal when you're lying down, which, if you're suffering from acid reflux, you know exactly what this is. We're not going to get into that because we know what acid reflux is all about. So one of the important things from one of these statements um, is also this. Some of the people take these drugs regularly, so we examine if they are linked to a higher risk of dementia. While we did not find a link of short-term use, thank you, Lord, which is positive because I've only taken that for short terms and sprouts of different times. So that right there gave me a little peace of mind. We did find a higher risk of dementia associated with long-term use of these drugs, and a lot of people have, at least from my comment sections and groups that I'm in Facebook, they always talked about having problems with PPIs, long-term use. Typically after, several years, after like 5, 10, 20 years, I've had somebody. That's almost as long as I've been alive, by the way, and I'm 30. So it's been a long time that some people just use these drugs to try to suppress the acid from their stomach. And one of the last things that I found important was just, again, the parameters of the study. For the study, researchers analyzed a data of 5,712 people, which is important to know. Ages 45 and older who did not have dementia at the start of the study, which is also important to know because they did not have signs of dementia before the study happened. And again, here, when I said this applied to the elderly people, is people's ages 45 years and older. But the average age of these people was 75 years old. So I'm assuming if people over 45, there weren't a lot of people who were probably over 45. There might have been a couple who were 45, just based off these numbers, 45, maybe in their 50s. But a lot of these people had to be in their 70s, 80s, maybe even 90s. So the average age was 75. 22% of them are Black, 58% of them are women. It doesn't say what else the rest of the, rest of the people that were being studied, it doesn't say a percentage on that. The amount of time people were followed during the study varied, but centered around 5 years and 6 months, which was probably the medium. So just hearing these numbers and what it applies to, I don't know if anybody who was 75 years old follows me here in my channel, to be honest. I've had maybe 50, 60-year-olds, but I don't believe 75-year-olds have been in my channel, as far as I know. But if you are, you can tell us a little bit more about that experience. I would love to know, and I would love to learn from you. And one of the last things I feel like was really important, of course, more research is needed to confirm our findings. I think that's a fair statement because you definitely need a bigger sample size and maybe even longer years of study for this to be more concrete and at least have more data that points to certain things. You know what I mean? And explore the reasons for a possible link between long-term PPIs and the higher risk of dementia. Lakshmarayan, I'm assuming that's the doctor, said. So I thought this the study was pretty, at least from this article, was pretty interesting. I'm sure there's a bigger study on it, but I'm going to link the article so you guys can read it yourselves and at least stay more aware. This is what I love doing in my channel. I love bringing you guys content that you guys can stay up to date with. I do that very often. I feel like that side, I've never shared it with you guys. I've always like, yeah, I've heard of it. I know of it. I watched it because I've always been, especially at the beginning of my health issues, I was always on top of everything. You know what I mean? And even though sometimes you get health anxiety because of it, I think it's important to know. I prefer knowing what's going on or, I guess any updates that's going on with things that I suffer from than not knowing. I'm not that person that I prefer not knowing because I'm scared. I prefer being scared. It is what it is, and to some point kind of embrace it. So it was something interesting. Hopefully you got something good out of it, especially from people that have, suffer from a lot of acid reflux like myself, regurgitation or GERD in general, right? Gastroesophageal reflux disease. Is an important article to read. And again, another reason as to why, I try to stay away from proton pump inhibitors as much as I can. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I don't take them. Every now and then I do, but it's only when I have to. When my acid is like crazy and it's really bad and I need some rest because I can't sleep at night or throughout the day I'm not feeling well. But those are rare occasions, thank God. But also because whenever I'm traveling, I definitely want to suppress my acid and not have to deal with a lot of stuff. I want to enjoy myself a little bit more. And I definitely take some then, but those periods are like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe at tops, like month or so. Sometimes over the counter PPIs are just expensive as well anyway. So right now I'm going to go back to my natural holistic doctor to try to work out my gut health and just trying to have that at my optimal level. I think I am blessed to be able to go to doctors because those doctors are very, very expensive, by the way. So yeah, I haven't gone back in about a year or so, but I need to go back because I feel my body going more this way than, you know, being right. So I'm gonna keep you guys updated on that. Some of you guys wanted me to know how I stay fit, how I'm suffering from all these issues, but I'm still able to take some, you know, I'm still able to stay some type of fit, you know, have some fitness in my life. I'm gonna update you guys. I'm gonna make more videos about my intermittent fasting and the diets that I have that I'm going through right now to keep that fitness, to keep my health kind of in check, kind of manage it. So definitely bringing you guys more updates. Let me know what content you're interested in me exploring, what content you want me to talk about in my channel. Something like this, I feel like it's more new to my channel, but I wanted to share with you guys because I thought it was really important. It was important to me, so I figured it might be important to you, and maybe you can share that with a family member or friend, right? Let me know what you want me to talk about, what videos you want me to watch, reaction videos or anything like that. I want to make my content more abroad. I want to make it more fun. I want to, you know, kind of just for you guys to who want to know more about me and what I have to think about certain things. Well, you know, here you go. This is for you guys. If you guys like this content, this channel, you guys want to show me some love, you know, feel free as well. But you can always like this video, share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification button because whenever I go live, you get a notification. Whenever I post a video, you get a notification. Or whenever I post a short, you'll get a notification. And maybe you can say active with the community. And especially when I go live, you know, we all have a really good time through some of the things that are going through. So thank you guys always for all the love. Hopefully you enjoy it. I'll bring you more content, something similar to this, and keep you guys updated on what's going on with my life. So have a good one. Stay safe. And as always, peace and love, familia. See you guys on the next one. Stay blessed. Peace.